It's about damn time. The Dragons finally win a game. I'm here with a new co-host. Well, not new. Well, Julian can't make today's episode. So we've asked regular guest Matty to join to be on the pod for his first official episode as a co-host. Matty, how you doing, brother?
To the month of July, we had no wins. So we got a win in August. So to the month of July, Khod. That's it. We're finally back in the winner's circle. It feels so good to finally have a podcast and we're in a good mood today. So let's get it.
I tell you what, when I was planning writing this podcast, I was like, usually I have things to rant about, but I feel like this week, at this point, I don't care if things are going bad at the Dragons, and we can touch on the Sloan. I'm looking like he's on the way out, but at this point, I don't really care. We won again. That's all I this that's all I ever asked, bro. But
Mhm.
well, actually, we're gonna do a forward counter today. So every time we say forward, we're
We're already on two. We're
gonna.
already on two.
We'll see how much that goes up to. All right, so off the bat, news: Dolphins forward Josh Kerr has announced he's returning to the St. George Illawarra Dragons on a 2-year deal. Matty, thoughts?
Mhm. First of all, welcome home. It's good to have our juniors back where they belong, back home to our club. In terms of the signing, man, look, a lot of mixed reactions from the fans, but I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy about the signing. I think he's been a bit of an underrated player at the Dolphins this season. I mean the Dolphins have had a up and down season, but I mean in those games where they've won big, he's had a good impact, especially off the bench. So, look, I think it's a great signing.
I do think one thing that people forget that the Dragons usually lack in forwards the past couple of years, and that's something that Josh Kerr's good at is second phase footy, his ability to offload. I think the Dragons really need that because I feel like the Dragons are so one out. There's no second phase footy, and I feel like Josh Kerr is a really good uh offloader. So I think they'll
Yeah,
definitely add in terms of is it what we need? I don't know if it's what we need to take that next step forward, but I do think it's better good than bad. I think obviously you can say
yeah,
he, has errors in his game, he has penalties, but at the end of the day, he's replacing Clemmer, who loves to give a penalty here and there. Like Clemmer's been really good for us, but it's not like he's like an origin player anymore. Like he's past his time.
yeah.
So I feel like
Neither is Josh Kerr. I mean,
yeah,
Josh Kerr.
that's good.
I mean, he makes appearance. He has been on the extended bench and has made some appearances for Queensland.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also for depth, and let's not forget the fact that there are some players that may not guarantee to be back round one, because of season-ending injuries. So that's where Dragons lack a little bit of depth. So I think Josh Kerr coming in could really be a good start to start the season, and then just figuring out where he belongs in the team and where the others belong. Because if he starts off really well, then he's putting other players on notice.
I'm actually going to read to you a predicted. Well, if I was a coach, what my predicted 17 was off the back of my
Yeah.
mind. I think it will be. Well, it's not. I think because Shane he does dumb stuff sometimes, Shane. But in terms of if I was a coach, I'd put Gotha at fullback. I'd
Mm-hmm.
put. This is if Sloane's leaving. I'd put CT and probably Matt Fine on the wings.
Okay.
With Sully and Holmes in the halves. I put LKT and Atkinson. I'm not sold on the halves pairing just yet, but at this
Yeah.
point, we don't have like a Cleary. Like it's all the best that we have. Props. I don't like Kerr as a starting prop, but at this point, until we fill in a prop, I think it will be Kerr, and I think it would be who would be the other prop?
I
Couch.
think right at the moment, yeah, it may still be. Or if Toby Couchman's fit,
Yeah, Toby Carter
Couchman.
with the hooker. I'd put Little. This is
Mm-hmm.
if Cook retires because there's been rumors that they're trying to offload Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Second row, I'm gonna put Eagle and Tua. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Eagle will be fit for round one, but
Look, it's an ACL and he had it or I would
yeah,
say
he had a
mid-season. So
mid-May.
I don't think he'll be fit round one, but we'll see.
And then lock will be Hamish. I had AD, but AD is looking like he's re-signing with the Tigers.
Let's,
So I'll
yeah,
put
we'll get
Hamish
into
at
that.
13. With the
Mm-hmm.
bench, I'll put Flanner as 14. I think Flanner is a 9, and I think he would be actually really good off the bench for us. I don't think he's a starting player. We'll jump into Flanner's performances later on, but I think Flanner as a 14 would be good.
Hmm.
I also would put Ryan Couchman. People forget that he's been injured the whole season with an ACL injury, so I
Yeah,
he'll
yeah.
slot in right back. Right back. I think Luciano Leilua. I I think he is on the bench. I'm a little bit worried with his fitness and with his. I'm not as him as a player. I'm not 100% sure, but you put him in there,
Hmm.
man. There's 17 that 17th spot. You could put like Loco, Sugranis, Halangahu. There's a few young players that you could put in, but I think right now, do you reckon that's a finals team, Matty? Do you reckon what I just named? Do you reckon that's a
It
finals team?
very well could be. I have one concern though. The
Yeah.
only concern I have is that because we're going to be playing our first game in Las Vegas.
Mm,
I mean, the trials would have been a good test to see like, what combinations work.
mm,
Like you could have tried Atkinson with LKT. You could try Flanagan. You could try who works. But
mm,
if they're trying not to risk injuries because they want players fit for round one, that's probably the challenge the Dragons are going to have to start the season. I
mm.
think as soon as they figure out who works well, I think they'll gel. I think the Dragons will make top eight next year.
I really hope so, man, because I said the same thing this year and look how we turned out. But at the end of the day, like there was a stat that came out that you actually sent to we have a Dragons group chat. He said to Dragons in terms of games missed, we're third right now in terms of like
Yeah,
team.
so the Dragons are behind the Roosters and the Rabbitohs currently for most amount of games missed due to injuries.
Yeah,
And I mean it makes sense considering the fact we lost two players to an ACL. So that was Ryan Couchman and Egan.
yeah.
And we've lost we got Sewer, Valentine Holmes,
Couchman,
and Toby Couchman to dislocated shoulder.
TP basically the whole year. Um, like
Yeah, I'm not sure what's
also,
going on with Tuipulotu. I think Flanagan's just trying to. I think he's trying to rest him because I think it's become risky because every single time he looks like he's back, look like he could play, he tweaks his hamstring and it's become. There you go. There's another month gone
he hasn't had a full game since round six. Let that sink in.
against
Round
the
six
Titans,
when
or
he
even then, yeah,
because he played against the Dolphins, but he played I think
he
the
went off
first
in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's when the game went south. We
Yeah,
were up 2-0. He went off,
yeah,
and they rotated it. And I won't go back into that game. Don't worry about that.
yeah.
It's irrelevant.
But yeah, I really do wish CT the best member because he even at his time at
Mm.
Manly, he's been so unlucky with injuries, man, and
Yeah,
I really hope he's healthy for next season because when healthy, he's an absolute beast. You can say what you want about his speed, but in terms of pure strength and talent, you can't get much better than what CT has. His finishing
yeah.
ability is something that like that very few wingers have in terms of that pure strength when you're 10 meters out of the
Mhm.
line to barge through it. Kind of reminds me of Ravalawa, but I
I
think
just think he's defensively better than Ravalawa, but I think, yeah,
100%.
you're right. You're right. In attack, if it's one-on-one with the winger and he's got those few more meters till the try line, he's going to steamroll you. He's over.
Well, segueing into, the team, like in terms of next year, we really thought, I mean, I feel like we had a good chance of signing Dewey, but reports came out today that Adam Dewey looks like he'll be accepting a decreased offer by the Tigers to stay. Matty, is this a dollar is this a bullet that the Dragons dodge or is this a really bad, decision from Dewey? How do you say it? Dwayne, sorry,
Look,
actually. Matty went at me. It's Dwayne. Sorry, I say Dwayne. I don't know why.
uh, yeah, I bit my tongue there.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, Dwayne, Lebanese, you got to say it right. Look, honestly, man. I think the one thing that kind of hurts in a way, like Adam Dway, he's come a long way. He's injured himself so many times. But the thing is that he had a blinder. That was the best game of his whole career. And he really adapted to the weather because it was shocking. It was slippery and he just capitalized on so many moments. And the thing is, he had 13 on his back, but you would have thought he was the one wearing 7.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem for the Dragons right now. Is like who can we put in that position that, if someone who could play center, he could play halves, he could play lock, come off the bench. Like he's got so much to offer. He's a big guy as well. I think he was someone the Dragons really needed to sign.
Yeah.
Look, we'll see what happens. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed that he's re-signed and with the Tigers, but it's looking likely he stays. I wish him all the best, but ideally, man, I think he would have been unbelievable at the Dragons.
I think this is for people who are saying, "Oh, why would he re-sign with the Tigers? It doesn't make sense. How dare he do that?" Can I just say something? The way he loves the Tigers. He grew up a Tigers fan. Can you
Yeah.
imagine, like, if I was an NRL player and I got, like, I'll take less, right? If I got offered the dog, like, by the Dogs for, let's say, 600K, and I got offered by the Dragons for 400K, I'm picking Dragons 10
Mhm.
times out of 10. It's not, that just proves he's not a money-orientated player. That just proves the way he has genuine passion and love and can see a future for the Tigers, which I respect. I don't hate Dwayne at all for that. It's
Yeah, look, bro, I honestly think too, like people forget when it comes to football players, there are so many things that they look at before they make a decision. Depending on if you have an agent or not, like money's not just the only thing. Like you got to think of it also from a personal point of view. Like, mate, again, he grew up in the area, and like for example, if you're like, if you're a dad or like you're a partner and you and your wife and you work in that area and it's convenient, everything works for you with everything there, then there's no reason, like it's a bit of a challenge to leave. But
100%.
again, I wish him all the best. If he doesn't come to us, like, a bit disappointing, but yeah, it is what it is. There's other players out there, but I think he would be ideal option at the Dragons.
Who do you reckon Dragons would sign now? Is there any players that you look at and you're like Dragons have to go after him? Because I feel like the past few years we're renowned at getting rejected. I feel like we're the team that not many people want to go to. I know signed the likes of Holmes with Gutho with Cook, but at the end of the day, two of those players like had nowhere to go. And what
Hmm.
and Holmes he just came here. I'm not going to say purely because of money, but it was purely because of money. Let's be real. He would have stayed at.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think with some players too, they take a big offer at some point because, they think maybe I've accomplished everything I needed to, so I took that deal. So, I don't know, man. As far as who can come to our club, I mean, we spoke with Joel Thompson last week, and he was saying like one big factor was the history side of it. I
Yeah,
think if, you look at it, if you're offering someone to come to the Dragons,
yeah,
yeah, history is a big part of it, but you got to also say like this is what we've done in the past, this is where we're going,
yeah,
and just you got to sell it well.
yeah. I agree. I tell you what,
Mm.
I didn't write this down on my agenda, but I want to talk to you about this because we've seen so many things about the Tigers doing the Khod celebration after some of the play music.
Yeah.
Matty, like, come on, man. I want to say something because I saw Michael Chalmers speak about this. In terms of the Horde, there's many
Mhm.
different contexts you need.
Yeah.
If you're on the road and someone cuts you off or something, I don't know, and someone does a Horde, that just means F you, right? But
But
if you
court actually, to be honest with you, the word actually means take that. So if
exactly,
you're, so like when you and I are mates
yeah,
and we say something, or like let's say we're playing cards or some
yeah,
shit, and I
exactly,
beat you, and I'm like, yeah, oh, like I beat you, like take that, you
yeah,
get that in you.
yeah,
That's all it pretty much was. It was a joke. And you know what? I've spoken to a lot of Bulldog supporters,
yeah.
and they took it as a joke. They thought it was hilarious. I mean, I was at the game with JC. Like, and we saw it, and I had a massive stitch. I was laughing so hard. I thought it was hilarious. But whoever took it the other way,
Mm.
like, mate, it's a joke. Seriously.
And I
And the
think
problem is, this is the number one problem I have. Matty's fired up. I'm fired up right now. All right. So the problem is they show this image. Like, I get it. It probably doesn't look professional from the Tigers to do it. But they showed this image and everyone's saying, oh, they did it to kids. Like, they did the khor to the kids. No, mate. If you were there, you would have seen there was a whole couple rows of just adults, of Bulldogs fans, and they were doing it back to the Tigers. They were doing it to the Tigers. At first, it was just, the wave from, Taruba and all that. The way he knows not to do it because he knows they're all Lebanese. He's like, I'm not doing it. So for Nathan and all that to do it, I was like, I thought it was hilarious. It's a joke. They said the NRL's investigating it, mate. Just let it go. That's
and
soft.
And the people that are saying the Horde is bad are all the white journalists who know nothing about lab culture, which actually
None of them can even pronounce it properly. Even
Great
Anasta, bro,
Anasta,
he's Greek. He thought
Quoth.
you'd be able to pronounce it properly.
Both and that's I remember he was in the comment section of the random South Skies comments, and it was like he said someone commented it was like, "Oh, Braithen Nasser, you better pronounce it well tonight." And they're all 360. Braithen Nasser replied saying, "100%, I've learned it." So I'm like, "All right, he's learned it." I turned on 360. First thing I see is Huaf. I saw Huaf. And then I see Dave Riccio saying the quad, the quad, the leg mask, like, and I see Matthew Thompson, the commentator, saying the I don't know the call, I don't know what he called it,
The only thing Anasta got right was the that bit. That was it.
and then
The
he
other
butchered
bit,
it with a waff,
butchered
waff.
it.
But I feel like also the fans, like the fact that Bulldogs fans are complaining after the history of they bashed a Raiders fan last year in Belmore. I know it's only a minority, but they
And they threw bottles at Sutton.
Sudden.
Yeah,
Which, by the
yeah.
way,
They also harassed some fans on their way. They were trying to get home.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they close off
Hmm.
Belmore like and disrupt people, like wake up people at night. Like, I don't know what they're thinking, but the thing is, like, by the way, that Gerard Sutton decision 2015 was 100% correct. Like that's a rule now. If you, I know it's not intentional, but like if you dive at the legs, it's a penalty. I know James Ram did it, but
Yeah. Yeah, look, he got it right, but I mean, and like you said, it's a minority. It's not a majority of the Bulldogs fans. I've got a lot of Bulldogs fans. I love the Bulldogs supporters, but
yeah.
the ones that didn't think of it as that way, I was thinking, mate, it's soft. And for that, you get a Khod. There you go.
Shout out to Emilio who put
Mm-hmm.
on his story. I love Emilio, bro. He's
Bro, Amelia's my boy.
Emilio. I was speaking to him about it. He was like, I can't believe like the Bulldogs fans are acting like this. Like he was embarrassed. Also, Jacob,
Yeah, I
the
love Jacob. And
Jacob,
and even John Bernard Carews said it.
yeah,
Like he when he first saw it, he laughed his head off. So the fact that
and
they're
and Fred as well. Like all these people, all these Dogs fans are like so right. And they're actually not acknowledging it. Bro, I kid you not, if Mulatalo, because Mulatalo will probably do it, like he's probably the one player who would do it against us. If he scored in the corner, turned to the hill and did that, cuz I would start laughing. I would not be, I can't believe that they've done these. It's so disrespectful. Like, come on, man. Like, I would laugh my head off if that happened to the Dragons. And knowing JC is the one that, like it's always been our thing. It's always been a love culture, but
it's always been our thing, but he's
JC
just the
made it like
spokesman for it.
popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Now let me put it like, if the shoe was on the other foot and let's say Lachlan Galvin did it to the Tigers,
exactly, bro. Dogs fans
just
will be like,
saying.
yeah, up that Tigers fans, like all that. Yeah, come on, man. Like,
But did it earlier? Did I don't know if you realized this. Did it
mm,
when Dwayne ran the field and scored?
yeah, he,
I saw it in the village. He actually went to, I think it was Luai up in there, and he did call to him, like as like for that it was like it was a joke. So the fact that like later on it become this big thing, I was like, oh. Anyways,
bro. Jacob Carras literally did it before the game to Dwayne. I'm pretty sure they saw each other pre-game and
yeah, look, they're
guys,
Lebanese. It's a brother thing. Like, it's
yeah.
what we do. Anyways, don't worry about it. Honestly, Bulldogs fans, get that up here. Move on.
Lord, all right.
Move on.
Now let's get into the game last weekend. Dragons 18, Canberra 12 in a gritty, wet, and just a gutsy performance overall. Matty, I tipped the Dragons on the podcast, but I would be lying if I said right before the game I changed to Canberra. That was purely based on like on my tipping comp.
I'm
I
not going to hate you on that. No, no, no. I'm not going to hate you on that. Look, a lot of people doubted us. Everyone thought we were going to get belted. Would the result have been different if the conditions were different? Who knows? But I've said it 1,000 times. You got to play to what's in front of you.
okay.
And at the end of the day, we just played better in terms of the conditions.
Jamal
That's a matter of it.
Carl Flanagan had Jamal Murray, no, Jamal Murray,
Fogarty.
Jamal
Fogarty.
Fogarty on a leash Fogarty had usually how like played usually how Carl Flanagan plays, and
Hmm.
Carl Flanagan usually like played how Jamal Fogarty usually play. I can't. I'm stuffing up my words today. I don't know what's happened. You get what I
I
mean.
almost got all my predictions right. That was crazy. I said 18 points the Dragons will score. I also said Jamal Fogarty will miss a kick. And I said Matt Feeney in for the Dragons. So
I said what did I say? I think I
funny.
said 20-14. I was actually pretty close. I was 2 points, but
What did
I
I
think
say? 18-16. I
yeah.
was close too. You know what? Like when it was 18-12, I'm like, yeah, I mean, don't let him score. I know, like, I didn't want, like, I knew that that was my prediction, but I'm like, please don't let him score.
But no, absolute gutsy win. The fact that they held him off, but I feel like we've played like that the last few weeks. He's just only this week we actually got the win. Like I can argue
Well,
we played better against the
yeah,
Dogs. Like I mean we
yeah.
can just say we played, but you know what I mean. Like it was only that
Hmm.
game we finished off, but Canberra were poor that game. Canberra were
Yeah, well, let me read this out to you. All
yeah
right, so I've got the stats from last week. Yep, 18-12, as you mentioned. 56% possession for us compared to 44. This is bad. Like, remember how we were talking about how many errors we made when we versed them last time?
yeah.
And Canberra's completion rate was 64%, 24 from 37, and ours was 83. Not bad from us, like still a lot of errors, but like we fixed up a lot of the mistakes we made. And I again it just makes me think that, we played to what was in front of us, and we were the better team on the day with the conditions. Kyle Flanagan just took advantage of it.
He played
That's about it.
Carl Flanagan played exceptional. Obviously, he's not going to be perfect, but I tell you what, the criticism he's been facing right before the game, I made a video literally about
Mm,
how I think they should replace Carl Flanagan, and he shocked me. He put on a masterclass. The thing is, one thing I also want to say for this Sharks game, I don't know what the weather's like because right the last few days has been alright,
yeah.
but I don't know if it could be rainy. Put grubbers in. The whole season, we never put grubbers in. We'd be right in front of the try line. We just put crossfield kicks in. The other team would catch it. But
Hmm.
grubbers, I'm telling you right now, every time we've done a grubber, I swear we've just got a repeat set. Like Kim
Yeah.
Tonga really executed his grubber on the weekend. He he used that very well. But I think
Yeah.
I think Dragons will eat. Honestly, I think we needed that. If we would have lost that game, like five straight losses, like
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the end of the day, we're not mathematically out of the equation to the end. Like if we win all of our games remaining, we probably have a chance. But at the end of the day, it's not in our hands. It's in the hands of the people in front of us. Because if the people
Yeah.
the teams ahead of us just win all their games, then they'll just make the eight. When
But
we
I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, man. If we win all our games, which would be fantastic, but even if the other teams lose, right? If we had to make the eight because we relied on other teams
exactly
to mess
that's
up,
yeah,
it means I don't think we technically deserve to be there.
100%
Like,
I agree.
I mean, it like the other results aren't because like we got to play and go up the ladder because we were good enough to go up there.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to jump a team because like they weren't good enough. I know it probably sounds stupid what I'm saying, but
and
I just think like if we made the eight because we were good enough and we won those games and
yeah.
great, but where you finish on the ladder for me, I just think I don't know. For me, I'm not going to be happy either way because I just think we should have been a top eight team this year. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, look, it was only Shane's second year and he had some new players here and there. So that means there's no excuse next year. So if we don't make the eight next year, then
If we're
who are we
not,
going to
I'm
blame?
saying this right now, and this could get clipped up, and we could look like this time next year. If Flanagan by round 13, I say mid-season, around 13, if we're not in the eight by then, I think he's getting the sack, and that's just my opinion. I think at what point, I know maybe you can say, oh, it's 3 years, but Griffin had 3 years. Griffin had the same amount of time, and he didn't do anything with it. Like,
But can I be honest with you?
yeah.
In any of the seasons that Griffin was our coach, did we ever look like making the eight?
I mean, 2022, you look back at it, we were 12 and 12. We weren't that bad.
Okay.
Like, I
Yeah,
know.
that season was all right, and then the next year was a write-off.
Mhm.
But that's another thing too. Like I know that obviously we probably will not likely get we won't get the same amount of wins as
Yeah,
we did last year,
yeah,
but on two sides of it, one, I think we are way more competitive this year. We've been in the fight for majority of the games. Again, we've only lost two games this year with 13 plus, and that was Anzac Day and against the Dolphins. Every other game, we were within range of winning that game,
yeah.
especially against the opponents we're about to take on this week. We had that game and we let it slip. So not this time. So I think next year a big key is that for all those teams, the ones that we let it slip and we could have won, we got to check the tape, and I think if we can capitalize and play full 80 minutes, St George, not top eight, I think top four. I don't think I'm not sure if we'll make top four, but top eight will be good enough for me. But I think we had quality that we could have won those games, and if we did, we would be having this conversation about who we could be versing in the, like the home final games, those one to
Yeah,
four.
I'm just,
So
I feel like every year I'm so sick of sitting back home and watching the finals and the Dragons own. The last time, I mentioned this in the chat, I'm in year 12 right now. I'm about to graduate. The last time Dragons made the finals, I just joined my school that I'm currently in. I was in year 5. We haven't made the finals in what, 7 years? Like, it's been really tough, man. And this is why I say the Dragons
yeah,
are
I was 19.
fine.
So and
And now you're
since then
42, so it's like, well, it's like far.
you deserve that. Nah, but it makes I understand. I understand. It's hard to, and I was 11 when we won the comp. So and yeah, now I'm a grandfather. So no, I'm not kidding. But yeah, but no, things will change, and it's hard. Like take the Bulldogs for example, man. Like a few years ago, they were shocking. They looked like they wanted to give up. Now they're doing well, and now they're trying to tell us, like, it will happen. Be patient, stick with your club. That's probably the best thing the Bulldogs fans ever said, and I will stick with them.
I
We're
think
not going anywhere.
before last year, when they made the finals, they didn't make the finals till since 2016. They
Yeah,
actually haven't won a finals game since 2015, which is earlier before us. I just want to see the Dragons in a finals game. I don't care if it's in Melbourne. I don't care if it's in Brisbane. I don't care if it's in Panthers. But I'm going to that game and wearing my heart on my sleeve and wearing the red V.
proudly. Yeah,
Yeah, I just want to wear the jersey and just know that this team I'm proud of. Like I'm obviously proud to be a Dragons fan, but every
yeah.
year I'm just so sick of, everyone saying, we're getting the spoon and we never get the spoon. And it's just like they always give us hope. I mean, like last year, people forget we beat the Titans in round 23. Then proceeded, or round 24, we proceeded to lose three straight to end the year and ruin any of our chances to make the finals. Like,
hmm
we're right there,
It's
like,
also it's crazy too. Like just something too. Like when we started the start of the year, how our opinions on certain players changed. Because I remember last year, everyone was saying, or if Kyle Flanagan didn't get suspended, maybe we would have made the eight. And now a year later, everyone's like, "Oh, please get Kyle Flanagan out of the club. Please stop
well,
putting him halfback." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
last year, we were talking about how we were praising this guy and saying how great he was. It's because there wasn't a lot of pressure on him because
yeah, Ben
Ben
Hunt.
Hunt was the seven. Now he's the seven, and that's what I'm saying. When you wear the six or the seven and you put the red V on, you've got big shoes to fill, man.
Exactly.
You know the names. You know the names before them. You know it's Hornby, it's Soward, Barrett, uh who else? Like big
Widdop
name.
even.
Yeah,
Widdop.
Widdop as well, even then as well.
Yeah.
And even players back from the St George days. Like it's you got big shoes to fill, man.
Yeah. And I think
When you
that comes with joining a club with a big history. Like there's obviously pros, but there's
yeah.
obviously maybe it's a mental thing that, if I don't live up, I'm gonna get bashed by the fans, like all this. I don't know. I just wonder. I know it's probably people are gonna say, oh, it's so sad that your mentality is you'd be happy if you made the A and not win the comp. I'm being realistic. I don't think we're going to win the comp next year, but if we just make the A, I'll be proud of this team because
But that's all we want. We're not asking for
yeah,
a straight premiership. It's gonna build, but let's let's make the finals and then just build on that. And before you know it, you know, people are going to be like, the Dragons are back. They're going to, and clip it from now. I guarantee you, within the next 5 years, people are going to say the Dragons are going to be the biggest threat.
Yeah, we're winning a comp by 2030. In the next 10 years, we're winning two comps.
I hope so. Don't make it like the Titans that said that, and mate, they don't do it
So
Titans, mate, because
we're
they said the
four
same thing.
comps by
We're going to win
2030.
two premierships, for the males and for the females, by 2030.
We're winning a comp in the next 5 years. I'm telling you right now, the juniors that we have, or I can just imagine Brian Nader holding that trophy for us, yeah, as our seven. Him and Cade Reed in the halves in 2030. Oh well.
Yeah, our juniors give us something to look forward to. I think we're really invested in our juniors.
Yeah.
We've seen them grow, and that's what kind of like makes us sad. You look at people like Jack DeBellin leaving. I still remember Jack DeBellin from NYC. So back in 2010 and all that, and we used to go to the games before the NRL team would go, and you just watch him, and I'm like. And my dad's like, "Why do you want to go to the game so early?" I'm like, "In a few years, that player's going to be in our first grade team, and watch how good he's going to be."
It's I remember watching Manly versus Dragons, the highlights a few days ago of the qualifying final, I think 2010, where we beat him, what
Hmm.
was it,
28 nil.
28-0 or something like that. I can't lie. When I remember Gaznia scored a long range try and I saw the hill and I saw everyone up. I actually got emotional because I was
I
like,
choked up because I'm thinking that was St. George.
that
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 was that
was
was
that
us.
was that's the Dragons we know all and love. And the fact it really pisses me off that Brent Reid is saying the Dragons aren't a big club anymore. Tell you what, Brent Reid, bored. I tell
Yeah,
you
he's an
what,
idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Where you said it well yourself last week. You said it. Manchester United, for example,
yeah,
are a club that is very well known
yeah.
in sports. However, they have not been that they were not good this year.
They haven't won a
But
league since 2013, which is
yeah, there you
crazy.
go. There you go. But if I went to someone and said, "Can you name me a football team, like a European football team, like from England?"
Yeah,
They'll say Manchester United
yeah,
because it's a popular team. The Dragons are known. I know Dragons fans in America.
yeah,
I actually convinced the whole store in Adidas in Hawaii to start going for them. They saw when, do you know when we used to wear the Adidas
yeah.
jerseys? They said, "Well, that's a nice jersey, man. Where'd you get that from?" I'm like, "Australia. Can I get one of those?" I'm like, "You come to Australia or like order online. I don't know."
And the red V is such an iconic thing, and you can people like teams have tried to replicate it, like this Swans. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure have a red V. I think St. Helens have the red V. Nothing compares to the St. George Dragon, the history that they have.
Yeah, do you know what got me hyped up? I mean, I know I'm one of like 1,000 Dragons fans that do this.
Yeah.
You watch the 2010 grand final, and I get goosebumps every time. Do you know why? Because it's not even during the game, it was before the game. They're about to run out. And Ray Warren, the great Ray Warren, says Ben Hornby was like set to be, if he wins the comp, he would be like the eighth or ninth captain to win a grand final. And then he says, in the most famous jumper of them all, the Red V. And I was just like, goosebumps. And I remember because I was at that game
Yeah.
and the roar, like, I honestly think 80 to something percent of that crowd was St. George fans.
Yeah,
It was the
100%.
greatest moment.
But I feel like Dragons and South Sydney are two of the most iconic teams
Yeah, you
of
could throw the Roosters in there.
Roosters
You
too.
can,
I
yeah,
think
you
those are
can throw
because
the
those are
Roosters.
three two well, Rabbitohs and Roosters have been since oh wait, we've been since 21.
Yeah.
But like those three teams, South Sydney, even with Russell Crowe, like in it, like and Roosters are just the Roosters. Roosters are
The
just
great,
yeah.
every great team has their bad moments. We're just going through it. That's just
And
it.
bro, Rabbitohs got kicked out of the comp. People
Yeah,
forget that. But
yeah.
like
And then when they came back, they were shocking for
yeah.
years. And then
They
they
trust the
got
process and then they
themselves.
won the comp. We're not going to get kicked out of the comp because luckily the NRL's in a much stable like financial position that
Yeah.
back then. But Dragons, these bad days, Matty, are going to make the good days even sweeter. When we finally
I've said it
win a
before. I've
comp,
said it before. Yeah, I've said it before. If you're not with us for the bad times, don't be with us for the good times. And I remember I used a photo from the 2023 team,
Yeah.
and it was like them on the try line. They're all slumped down, disappointed. I said, if you're not with us from that moment, don't be with us for the good ones. And it was us with the
One
2010. So
100%.
we'll go straight into it. We're going to talk about this up and coming round. We have our Dragons taking on Little Brother, Cronulla. Look, I call them Little Brother, but I mean, they've had the upper hand against us for quite some time now, and things have to change.
Mhm.
Enough's enough.
And
What do
things
you
will
think,
change this
Elijah?
week. They will
They
change this
have to. They have to. But
week.
we've got it here, round 23, Saturday, the 9th of August. It will be the early Saturday game. We're having a look at the team.
Yeah,
There
what
is
do you have
no
to say,
changes from last week. It is our great captain, Clint Gutherson, with Sloan and Corey Allen on the wings, with Sully and Matt Feeney in the centres, like in King Tongia at 5'8", and we got Kyle Flanagan at 7. We got Gula and Clemmer at the props with Damien Cook, our co-captain, at 9. We have Luciano Leilua, Michael Molo, and Jack DeBellin to close out the forward pack and the starting 13. And on the bench, Mr. Reliable, Jacob Little. We got Hamish Stewart, Ahmed Saleh, and Blake Laurie with Hayden Buchanan at 18th man. Interesting. Mate,
bro?
if anything happens, we could be a new debutant, another debutant for the local derby. That'll be interesting. And obviously coached by Shane Flanagan, but I've got some bad news for you, bro.
Yeah, hit me.
Referee Ashley fucking Klein. Oh, if someone deserves a fucking chord, it's you. Oh, why? Why, Klein? Why?
Yeah. I
Why do
tell
it
you
have to be
what,
that idiot?
the
Oh.
last time we beat the Sharks, round 5 2020, with our first win of the season. I'm going to read you that team list. I want you to tell me which team would win, all right? I'm going to
Mhm.
read you. And these names are a throwback, some of them.
We should do comparison.
Yeah.
That team, like player for player.
All right, Gutherson versus Matt Duffy. Gutherson. But
Gutherson. Dufty was good in 2020, but I'll go Gutho.
did you say it's Sloan versus Pereira? I'm taking Pereira. Oh,
Jordan Pereira was a beast, bro. Like underrated winger. I'll take Pereira.
Ewan Aiken versus who's this? I completely is it
Sully.
Sully?
Said
Sully.
Sully.
I'd say Sully again. Oh, but Aiken was very good, but Sully.
Aiken, yeah. If it was like 2018 Aiken,
Mm.
yeah, I'll take Aiken. But I think I'll just edge Sully over Aiken.
Lomax versus Fine. Probably Lomax.
Is
Yeah.
this 2020 Lomax?
Yeah, Lomax was very good in 2020 though.
All right,
That was
just edge Lomax. We need a good goal kicker.
Ra
Yeah, we'll take it.
Ravalawa versus Corey Allen. Ravalawa 2020.
Ravaloa, no, Ravaloa 2020. Yeah.
Corey Norman versus LKT. I'm picking LKT. Corey Norman, bro. Corey.
Wait, but this is lockdown Korea,
He was
Norman.
try he when was he ever good for us, bro? Let's be real. And
2019 for those 2 games
two
in a row.
games. That's about it. That's about
All
it.
right, I'll take it. It's
Adam Clune versus Flanagan. I'm taking Clune. Clune was a bull.
Adam Clune, bro. That's a name. Oh, bro, I haven't heard
But
that name in
I
a
was with
while.
Norman and Clune. Now we're Flanagan and LKT. It's feel like we've gotten. It's just stayed the same. We haven't got better. We haven't got worse. I'm picking Clune though. I can't lie. Oh, actually, but Clune was a baller. But he'll,
Mm.
I'll go based on what you do. Who are you picking?
Did Hunt? Oh wait, no, they moved Hunt that game. Yeah, they moved him to a different position. That's
Yeah.
right. All right, keep going.
Who you taking? Clune or Flanagan?
Oh, Clune was a baller. Like underrated, but I mean, if you're partnering, I can tell. Clune, fuck it, take Clune. Okay.
Oh, and the new Dragon signing, Josh Kerr up against David Clammer, which is he's going to be replacing next year. Josh Kerr 2020 versus David. I'm taking David Clammer.
David Clemmer.
Now.
Wait, but who was the other prop?
It would be Paul Vaughan versus Gula, which I'm taking.
Oh, Vaughan. Vaughan would squash him.
McInnes versus Cook.
McInnes.
This in
Are you kidding
2020.
me?
Yeah.
Bro, McInnes. Bro, if that's probably one name. If I had a list of players we'd let go, he'd be near the top.
Yeah, but
That I like.
I hate him just because he went to our biggest rivals and he like
And he was our captain too.
he can't.
Oh, I still
Um,
love McInnes though. I can't hate him.
I do hate him. Frizzell versus Michael Molo.
Frizzle. Frizzle killed. Yeah. Do you
Um,
know what would be interesting? Frizzell versus Jaden Sewer though. Like if Sewer was healthy and you're going, like that's a good matchup.
I don't know who's our second row. I don't have the team list in front of me. Who's
We got Hamish Stewart.
Hamish Shaw versus Full Mayona. I'm taking Hamish in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Our lock Trent Merrin. Where I forgot he came back for the second stint. Trent Merrin up against DeBellin.
Jack DeBellin. But do you
DeBellin.
know the worst thing is? It would have been DeBellin versus DeBellin. Like we all know that it's bullcrap. Jack DeBellin. Yeah.
Interchange. Wearing the number 6, Ben Hunt versus
Little,
Jacob Little.
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 Don't. I don't want to hear that name Ben Hunt ever again.
James Graham wearing number 13 up against. Can you get up the bench? Because I don't have a good memory in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Sure, bro. Sure. Sure.
um
Uh, versus.
number 15.
Actually, sorry. No. Luciano Leilua was starting, so it was Leilua is starting this week, and Hamish Stewart's on the bench.
So it'll be
So
Layla over.
it's
I'm picking Layla over for me anyway.
okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so is it Hamish Shaw versus James Graham? I'm going Hamish just because James Graham pretty sure
Hamish
this was
Stewart.
his second
James
last.
Graham. James Graham actually left a few games later. Anyway,
Yeah,
he went to back to England.
we versus Sharks and we beat the Titans, and after the Titans game he left. So this was his second last game at the Dragons.
Yeah,
Blake Laurie versus Blake. Wait, actually, what's her name? What's her name before that?
it's Hame Sele, but either
Okay,
way,
Harmon
Blake
Seller versus
Laurie
Blake Laurie in
2020.
2020. I'm going. I'm
No,
just gonna go Harmon. I'm going Harmon Seller.
Hame. Yeah,
And Jacob Host versus Blake Laurie. So Blake Laurie gets two chances to be in this side.
and he still doesn't.
You still won't get picked in either. I'm taking Jacob Host in 2020. I'm taking
Oh, that's hilarious.
um
Sorry,
and um
Blake.
and coach, I'm taking Flanagan over McGregor. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I am. Yeah.
Flanagan over McGregor. Even though
Okay.
McGregor's been the most successful coach post
And that's really sad to
one.
think about. That's actually really sad considering how
Hmm.
successful he was. Like he made finals twice in how many years, but that's the most
That's
successful.
why we can never hate Paul McGregor.
Oh, I do. But anyway, um
I speak for myself then.
in terms of predictions, bro, how are we feeling during this game? Because, bro, I said this before the last time we versus Shark. I was like, we're finally going to get them. And it looked like we're going to get them 18-6 at half time. We didn't score a second half point. And I have a feeling
Mhm.
it's a similar game to this game. But guess what? I'm a Dragons fan, bro. I'm delusional. I've grown my whole life being delusional, thinking the Dragons will do well, and they haven't.
Mhm.
I'm tipping the Dragons are going to get confidence off the back of a big win up against the number one
Yeah.
Canberra Raiders. Dragons, I'm going to say 26 points, 26 points to 22. It's going to be a very close game. I think actually we're going to be down by two with 11 minutes on the clock to be exact. I see
Well, he's being specific now. Okay.
Jacob Little out of dummy half, inside ball to Flanagan, who's going to be in support, or Gutho. Actually, I'm going to say Gutho in support under the post and win the game. We're gonna win in front of our home crowd. The last two times we've played at home with the Indigenous jersey on, we beat Dolphins and we beat Roosters. Let's make it three in a row, Matty.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Bro,
but
facts. All right. Well, in that case,
come
I'm
on,
definitely
Matty.
tipping
Come on,
Saints.
fire up, man,
All
fire
right.
up.
Well, who are your try scorers?
Try
For
scorers. I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go Gutho, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Mulatalo. Actually, I'm gonna Mulatalo scores every week. I'm gonna say McInnes against his old club,
mm,
which doesn't rub me the
you know
right.
what? Something I don't know. I think it's because it's a local derby, and because of the hype behind this game. I'm sensing a Kyle Flanagan point to the badge kind
Oh,
of game.
100%. A
No,
hun-
do you know what? Actually, do you know what? No, no, no. Kyle Flanagan, if you're watching, mate, give him a chord. Give him a big one, a big, massive
And this
chord.
is a team
Hey,
who
we do
let
you know
you
what?
go.
We're not gonna snitch on you, mate. Do it.
Sharks
So if
fans
you're
probably
watching,
will.
give him a chord.
And
Because
to any NRL players watching this, I know I have a few reserve graders watching this, but like that follows the podcast. They won't play this week. But any NRL fans, any NRL players, please don't be afraid to give him a big hold. The fans, guess what? Show the NRL, give the hold to the NRL because the fact that investigating a stupid Lebanese gesture without even find out about it up until like the Bulldogs fans were crying about like it's so stupid. But
I
give
bet 100%. Let me just put it this way:
yeah,
if someone did that against the Dragons, I wouldn't say anything. I'd laugh.
care. We literally wouldn't care. We'd
We
beat that
would not give a.
JC.
We
Like
wouldn't care. We
JC
wouldn't
was the
care.
one that like not popularized it, but like just you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, he became the spokesman for it. But yeah, we get it.
All right,
But
give us your try scorers and score prediction.
Dragons 20, Sharks 18. You hate me for predicting so close, but it's
I
like I
that's
can never
right
confidently
because
say
every
St.
single time
George are
it's a
going to put
close
in.
game, we
I
lose.
can never say confidently St. George will ever win 13
I know.
plus. If it
Anyway,
happens,
yeah.
oh my God, if it happens next week, I don't even smoke, but I'd put a cigar in my mouth if we won 13 plus. Like, honestly. Anyways, back to it. 2018, Dragons for the win.
Yeah.
I think we can go back to back. Enough's enough. You said it yourself. It's Indigenous round. Um, Look, I think the emotions of it. I'm sensing Tyrell Sloan will score, but I also said Kyle Flanagan with the pointing at the badge. And as for the Sharks, I'm sensing a Katoa try. He likes to score against us, so I'm gonna say Katoa. But honestly, I don't really want to pick a Sharks scorer because I hate Cronulla. But that is what it is.
Oh, I really want. I'm so sick of hearing the up Cronulla chants. I'm so sick of
Do
hearing
you know
the
what? Do you know what
numbers.
made me sick? Do you know
Yeah.
what made me sick? I'm pissed off. Do you remember when Cronulla were having their stadium
Oh yes,
renovated
yes. I want to talk about
and
this.
they
I had a voice
and
line.
they gave their home games at Cogra and I had to hear up Cronulla at Cogra.
You know how
Oh,
I remember 2021. I had to witness the Dragons lose to a Chad Townsend field goal. It was an away game at Kogarah. The fact that one of
and
the
they played up Cronulla. Oh, bro, like it's like they took a massive dump in
I
a ground.
can't
Oh,
lie, back then Sharks gave us a bit hard because the fact that they had their home games in our home ground, in our stadium that we've had around for almost like 100 years. I don't know how long the actual stadium has been around, but come on, bro. Like I was spewing when that happened. I've never like
yeah. But do you know something? Let's
yeah,
talk about this rivalry. We need to hype it up more
yeah,
because it's the local derby. I
yeah,
mean, let's be honest. I think we've got a few local derbies, but this is the big one they talk about.
big one.
But the reason they call the Sharks little brother to Dragons big brother, how many premierships have they got? Uno. How many has St. George got?
I don't know how to speak Italian, but whatever, what, 16 if you come
15 plus
16.
one for St. George, 16. Another thing too, people forget this. I'm gonna take your boys to school. So the Dragons won 11 in a row,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
So going into 1967, they were going for 12 in a row, yeah?
yeah.
What two teams came into the comp in 67? Penrith and
And
Cronulla.
yeah.
And they freaking started taking Dragons players and they took some staff and all that. So that's where the rivalry starts. 67, they started taking they introduced Cronulla, and over the years they've taken our players, and I mean we've taken players back too, but that's about it. Like, and then the rivalry sparked again in
Mm.
'99 because we joined with Illawarra, and if you look at it, because of history and then geography, it's like you got Cogra, like St George, Cronulla's there, and then it's Illawarra, so it's like it's red and white surrounding this
Why
territory.
couldn't Cronulla like merge with Illawarra, man? I just want the St. George Dragons, you know, that the heritage St. George Dragons.
But do
I'm
not, yeah, look,
Illawarra
okay,
Sharks.
but do you know what? Like for those that hate the Illawarra side of it,
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I've
Yeah,
said it before. We have taken a lot. Like there are a lot of good names I could tell you off the bat who we took from them, and they really did well for us.
yeah.
Like we took Luke Patton. I mean, I know he's a Bulldogs legend. Trent Barrett, he won a Dally M for the Dragons the following year. We took Wishart, we
Paul
took
McGregor.
Timmins, we took Paul McGregor, who ended up becoming our coach later on. There
Yeah,
are so many names, man, and still to this day, you look at those juniors, like you look at Dylan Egan, you look at Hamish Stewart. You
Yeah.
know those Gerringong boys, and I know that our boy Tyson and all that hyped up those Gerringong boys, and so rightfully so. You know, you're welcome to our club. You're
Yeah.
from Illawarra, St George. We are united. I hate the fact that this fan base feels like it's not, but
Mm,
we should be more united. At the end of the day, it happened. It's not going to change. We're not going back to just St George. We're not going back to Illawarra. It's St George Illawarra. It's been like that since I was born, so deal with it.
yeah. I can't lie. I almost threw up when you said we are United because my th first thing went to Manchester United and we are.
No, well, I'm a Manchester City fan, so I hate that as well. But
Yeah, I get what you
like,
mean. I get what
no.
you mean. But yeah, no, as much, yeah, as I get what you say. I think it's just the inner me that's like referring to the fact that we've only had one premiership, while the Illawarra and how many we had before. I know actually when did we was it 71 when we won the last, no, 79
Yeah.
when we won last the comp.
Hmm.
Last one a comp, I can't speak. Last one a
Last
comp
one, Lost and George, yeah, 79.
until what, 90 98. So that was like what, like a 19-year
Do,
gap.
do the maths, 19, yeah, no,
Yeah.
19.
I dropped maths in school, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was what we needed. Maybe we wouldn't have won that premiership if we didn't combine with St. George. With Illawarra. Who knows? But
Yeah, possibly not, but at the end of the day,
yeah,
like, enough's enough. The Sharks, beforehand, St George dominated against Cronulla, and then as soon as we became St George Illawarra,
yeah.
it's been there. They've owned us for years, like recently, but yeah, I don't know.
Gee, I would love a Carl Flanagan field goal against his former club. Oh, gee.
Oh boy, boy.
Even if we're not, even if it's not a 1 point win, just if we're up by enough, or up by six, or up by like 12, or just a margin, right? Just cheeky little field goal, just to rub the, because Sharks, my most hated teams, Sharks, Dogs. I know you have a soft spot for Dogs, but I don't. I have
No,
passion.
look, it's only because of my family,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at the end, no, I still don't like them.
Dogs, Sharks, hate Roosters.
You
Para,
just listed our top three rivals, top
yeah.
four rivals.
Para. I also don't. Okay, this is because of me, because all my mates support them. I don't like the Tigers, but at the end of the day, like I like them because they're the Horde. So I think it
No,
just,
I didn't like. Look, we didn't like Tigers because of the mid 2000s.
yeah, exactly. But,
Because
well, I think these
2005,
last seven,
we should have won the comp that year, and we didn't.
2005,
And the young
100%.
Tigers under Benji
2006
Marshall.
too. When we
Uh-huh.
watched Melbourne in the prelim, we should
Yeah,
have.
and then 2010, Jamie Soward said, "Claude, kick the field goal,"
And then we
and
lost the
we
next year to Tigers.
to the Tigers. So there's that rivalry there.
But that was the last time Tigers made the finals, which is actually crazy because I was 3 years old when the Tigers last made the finals, and now
That's
I'm
insane.
almost 18. That's crazy.
So
Um,
hang on, how old are you when we won the comp?
to
Well, my son's turning two next year, so hopefully Dragons win the
Do you know
comp.
how crazy that is? I was two when we won the comp. Like,
And now I have
fuck.
a son that's like one.
Yeah. Well, that just means we're winning the comp next year. That just means we're winning the comp next year.
uh,
Oh, I'll tell you what.
I
So
hope so.
we're gonna do. JC said it perfectly. We're gonna do a better run than the '09 Eels and the '23 Knights. We're gonna win the comp this year. Never count out the mighty St. George in the Road. I can't even take this
I
thing.
hope it rains every weekend.
Bro, Tyson put out a post. Shout out to Tyson, aka Trademark Sports. He put a
Yeah.
like vision of the 2010 side, and it was like when the Dragons are playing in the rain, bro. That was gold.
Oh, the funniest, I got Bulldogs fans comment like, "We don't know that feeling." Yeah, that
Uh,
was funny. Yeah,
but
good
I
stuff.
tell you what, let's get into a little segment that Matty,
Hmm.
the genius, brought up to me. We're gonna call this
Thank you, sir.
the blind. Well, it's not called it. It's just the blind ranking. But we're gonna do NRL jerseys, then we're gonna do another blind ranking. But first, we're gonna do Dragons jerseys. I want to see. Give me a second.
Hmm.
The first jersey that we have is the 2014 away kit. Matty, 1 to 5. What do you put in this?
Well, first of all, you've actually got an under 20s jersey there on screen, but
Oh yeah, I
but
just
it's just,
realized.
I just look. I've got good attention to detail.
Oh, it's a
Um,
holding sponsor too that it makes it
yeah,
obvious.
yeah, yeah. But I noticed by the logo. 2014 away. That was a decent one. I do you know what? It grew on me because I didn't like it at first. I'm thinking it's like, what's going on? Too much.
Yeah.
I know there's some decent ones coming, so I'll put a 5.
5. 2029s.
Oh,
One of the best
mate,
jerseys I think Dragons have had
mate.
all time.
Oh, I'm thinking. I feel like there's other good ones coming, so I'm going to say two.
Hmm. 2021
Oh,
Harry.
that's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. Do you know what? Despite that jersey, I thought they could have done more for that year, being 100 years of St. George. But
What do you want them to
that
put
was,
up in Dragon Award?
I'm gonna say three. But that was a nice jersey.
2024 Heritage.
Four, and I'll tell you why. Look, I love everything about it. I've got this jersey, but the problem I have with it is that they've got the names of all the players that play for the club.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you put the number on, like when they were playing, like obviously some names are covered up, but they write the names of every Dragons player that both men and women's over the last like 25 years from 99 onwards, like to last year. And they just ran out of ideas, so then they just duplicated names. So, like for example, certain name of a player,
Really?
Trent Barrett's name's on it like four or five times.
I did not know that.
That's why it's four for me. It's just
Hmm. Yeah.
But the detail, besides the name, the detail is pretty close to the 99 jersey.
Yeah.
So I
I
love
did.
that jersey.
I thought that they could have done, but like a little bit more. I don't know.
Yep.
Last one, which is you have the number one spot open.
Yep.
Which is number one is a 2017 home. Now this is a little bit different to a normal home jersey because
Mm-hmm.
you see the V is above the St. George and doesn't go in between.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
thicker than the usual one. This is a very weird jersey, but
Do you
uh,
know do you
yeah,
know something? Oh, like obviously this is my one,
yeah,
but the only thing I honestly will critique about it, I do like it.
yeah.
I just wish the St. George logo and the NRL logo was a little bit higher. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not actually properly on the V. Like it's kind of hanging off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah, bro.
We're going to
Mhm.
be blind ranking recent wins in terms of iconic wins in the past 10 years.
10
Um,
years. All right.
so number one, where is it? Number one, Anzac Day 2022. Now, this is where I'm starting off. I had to put it Anzac Day, and we haven't won much Anzac Day games in the last
Hmm.
10 years. I had to go 2022 just because I feel like that Roosters, I'm pretty sure were doing really well up until that point, and Dragons weren't. And the fact that Dragons barely, it was like a very close. I don't know. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'll let you cook. 1 to 5. What do you put
All
there?
right, 1 to 5. Look, it's not the most iconic out of all Anzac Day
Yeah,
games. We've had more.
yeah.
But it was great nevertheless. A little bit of controversy in it. I'll say five because I know that there's going to be some more iconic games coming up, and that wasn't the most iconic
Yeah, I
of
agree.
the Anzacs.
Raiders 2016 intercept try Ewan Aiken in the
Oh,
blackout.
is that the one? Hang on, is that the one where the lights?
Yeah,
Oh man,
but that's
do you
used.
know what? I'm putting this up higher. I'm putting it three. That game has a lot of meaning for me because actually that was probably like one of the last games I remember watching with my grandfather before he passed. But man, that game, unbelievable. I've never heard my grandfather scream so loud when he intercepted the ball. Like he gave me a heart attack. He scared me. It was a great game. Yeah, it's a three for me. That was iconic. The stadium lights weren't working, and honestly, what a game. What a win.
Dragons Roosters 2023, where Matt Feeney scored the jersey that you're wearing right now.
Oh, okay. So it's not. Oh, this one. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's good. Two.
two.
Wow, like, do you know that was an emotional win for the Dragons,
Yeah.
especially the
It
fans.
was.
We had just sacked Griffin, and we're like, "Where's this club going?" And they just pulled off a win out of nowhere. Wow, what a game!
I'll
What
tell
a
you
win!
what, I'm gonna include six, so I'm gonna add one more, so
Okay,
1 to 6.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say actually I think that's cheating since you really listen. Maybe I'll forget one.
Okay, that's all right. Keep
Um,
going. We'll do honorable
Broncos
mentions.
Broncos finals 2018.
So what numbers have I done so far? Five and three, five, three, and two.
Yeah,
I can't really think of another iconic game because And you said in the last 10 years, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Because I have a feeling what you might say to the last one, but
Yeah.
I mean, the finals game is very important, so I'll go with one. That'll be my one.
What's your prediction of what you think the one I'm about to say is?
Dragons versus Roosters, Anzac, where the hail game.
No. Melbourne
Oh,
and
okay.
Melbourne 2024 last year. Our first win against Melbourne.
Oh, no, no, actually, no. I'm happy with my list. No, no,
That's
I'm happy.
you're happy. You think Raiders. So you go Broncos, then Roosters 2023, then what did you have? Then
Then
the
the Raiders won.
Raiders, and then Melbourne, and then Roosters 2022. You
Look,
happy?
I think the Melbourne one's probably more iconic.
Yeah.
But I just think
Yeah, no, perfect.
sentimental feeling for me. I think that game meant more to me, so I'll go with that.
Yeah. All right.
But all right, there's another crazy thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, when we beat Melbourne, let me just put this into perspective for you. We had not beaten Melbourne at Melbourne for 25 years. So let me put this into perspective. Last year,
Mm.
like my son Joey was only about a month old, right? I was only 6 months old or 7 months old when Dragons last beat Melbourne at Melbourne. So that puts into perspective
That is crazy.
how fucking long it's been.
That is crazy. Um,
Put that in perspective.
that is crazy.
I'm not looking.
Ranking Indigenous jerseys now. Now we have
Oof,
this is the 2021 Indigenous jersey.
that's a nice jersey.
Hmm.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I did like that one. I thought that was a lot put in. I think we first, was it Souths at
No,
home in that one?
we versed Tigers and we got pumped at Combank that year.
Oh, was it that one? Okay. Honestly, based on the design, I'm gonna go two. That's was really nice.
Two. All right. This year.
This year's. Hmm. A lot of people are not a fan of this one. A lot of people are saying it looks like North Sydney Bears, the Perth Bears, that one. But no, look, it's different because but it's got a lot of detail. So I'm gonna say three.
Hmm.
Oh wait, sorry, did I say three? Did I wait? What did I say two or three? The first one? No, I said two. Then that
Yeah.
one's three. This one,
This one, this is 2022. This is the one that you were talking about.
ooh, I like this. It's different, but it's got a lot of orange in it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Hang on, was this Blake Laurie's first try?
Yeah.
Iconic one because of that, just for that reason. No, but the design is beautiful.
We beat
Great jersey.
Belmore. We beat Dogs in Belmore too this game, which was good.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Actually, no, I'll change it four. Make that four. I
Four.
change it. I'll
All
change it to
right.
four.
So you have 1 and 5. Be prepared.
Okay.
2018.
Ooh, the tough one. Because
That's
honestly, one of my favorite ones in terms of one of the favorite ones was actually last year's one.
mm.
That was nice, but I don't know if that's going to be on the list. But it's different because it's like obviously with the red V, so this one was a white V.
Actually,
You
I
know
wish
what?
this was our away jersey, like a red, maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, I'm gonna rank it low only because I'm very like I love all the designs, but I really don't like this thing where the Dragons logo is not properly on the V. So that's a five
Mm.
for me, just for the one of those reasons. I'm
Give us
very
your prediction on what you think the last jersey will be.
It's either gonna be last year's one or the one I'm wearing now. By the way, I'm wearing the 2023 and Indigenous jersey.
2017. One. This is one for you.
Look, it's not terrible.
I just feel like it's a bit.
It's
It's a
not
bit
the
like,
best. Nah,
yeah.
nah. Oh man, what am I
I feel
doing?
like the red hand at the bottom just throws me off. I can't lie. Like the.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I tell you
yeah.
what, we beat Sharks in Indigenous round this year.
Which one? What would you do? What like if you had to rank
Rank
them?
'em.
What would you? Yeah, what would you pick?
I would say my favorite out of all. I tell you what, I'm going. I don't know. I'm just saying this
I
one.
like that one. I said that was two, but I think that one's the nicest out of the
I'm
ones
saying
you
this
did.
one. Me
Yeah, no,
personally, I'm saying this is two. I love this jersey. I know
it's
you're gonna
nice.
say, but
No, it is nice. It
love
is
this.
nice.
Two. Three, I'm gonna go with. Hmm, I'm gonna go with that just because of. I'm on. All right, I'll go three that.
Hmm.
But I just feel like the. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you
That.
know what? Seeing that we're on the topic of jerseys,
Yeah.
if anyone in the Dragons is watching this, bring back the pink V jersey.
Hmm. Well, I tell you what, I made a mock-up thing of like a pink jersey that Matty
Yeah,
showed.
that's nice.
Like something like, I'll put it up on the screen in post. I'll put it up on
Yeah.
the screen. But I reckon this is gonna be three.
Hmm.
Ah, ah.
Do you know what? If we
I,
win, if we win on the weekend,
this
this
will
year's
be.
jersey will be iconic.
I'm gonna go just this. I'm gonna go this
Yeah.
four and this five, just because this is too similar to like our home jersey, which is like I wish we changed something up.
Okay.
All right, let me stop sharing. Okay, before we wrap up, another blind ranking. We've had a jam-packed
I
episode.
love blind rankings, but I want to do it to you now.
Yeah, okay.
I want to do it back to you.
Give me one for Indigenous.
So we've got five players. Now, I'll be honest with you,
Yeah,
there are some names you may not have seen them, but
yeah.
you probably
No,
would have
but
watched highlights.
now I got a question. Is this
Mhm.
as a player or is this how I like him personally? Like how I.
Player, however you want to rank it, it's entirely up to you.
I'll, I'll
All
I'll
right.
go
So,
I'll go like how much I like him because I feel like players
okay.
people are gonna be like, oh, as if you have this person above this person, which I
All
don't
right.
like.
I've got five. All right. I've
I
got
go.
five names. You
All right,
ready?
give me. Yeah.
Tyrell Sloan.
Sloan blocked me on Instagram, but he's a really good guy. I'm gonna say two.
Two. Okay. Joel Thompson.
I I should have put Sloan one because now that I'm thinking about, is there any really Indigenous player I put above Sloan? I'm gonna say
Well, wait for the other three. Wait for the other three names, and then you
I'm
can
gonna,
tell me.
I'm gonna put Joel Thompson at three.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jamie Soward.
four.
Okay.
One and five.
Nathan. Nathan Blacklock.
Oof. Oh, it's gonna be Blacklock and Mundane. I already know this.
I haven't said a name yet. I haven't said the name
It's
yet.
gonna be like Taro Furumayo or like.
Could be.
I'm gonna say Nathan Blacklock. The backflip man, the Melbourne game in '99. I'm gonna say number. I'm gonna just be. I'm gonna say number five. I don't agree, but I want to say he put number one.
George Rose.
I tell you what. I tell you what. No.
No, I was taking the mundane.
Mm, yeah. Uh, as I mean, he has his moments, mundane, but he's all right. I'm not
Well, I
terrible.
mean, honestly, he gives Sharks fans PTSD. So
He's damn right he does.
so
Wow.
but yeah, no, honestly, in those five great players, and there's some more Indigenous players I could have said, but I wanted to throw George Rose in there just to take the
George
piss.
Ray, it caught me off guard. Well, on that note, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this 11th episode of the Saints podcast. If you did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know if you love Matty. And then we might get him on as a permanent co-host with me and Julian every single week. He's been on the last few weeks, but to solidify his spot in the Saints podcast rafters. Let me know which guests you want us to have on. We have big plans in terms of creators and NRL players coming on. Matty, thank you so much for jumping on, bro. Honestly, it was a
It's all
pleasure.
good, boy. It's all good, man. Happy to be on and up the mighty dragons.
Yeah, and remember, I'm wearing a Suns jersey. Up the Saints, up the Saints. Come
The
on.
Saints.